What's up, everybody? It's the Best Spot Kids Moving. I'm back with a video, and today we're going to talk a little bit about the Xbox Game Showcase. I did a live reaction. You guys kind of saw my raw reactions as they come. Had a couple days to think about it, look it over, and I still stand where I'm at. I think it was a 7.5 out of 10. Not that the showcase was bad. I think it was pretty decent. It just there was no way they were topping last year's showcase, and none of it had. There was no wow moments, and it minus obviously the big heavy hitters, Halo Gears, and Forza in a traditional sense, and then no Starfield update, which was a bit concerning. So, and then there's obviously no update on State of Decay. What's the game? Oh my God, Contraband. We're still waiting on. So, and a lot of stuff that they showed today, not today, but at the showcase, were things that they announced before the showcase, which we thought, because they were announcing like Gears of War and Tony Hawk prior to showcase, that the showcase was just gonna have a bunch of stuff that we haven't heard from, right? But overall, the crazy thing to me, in my opinion, I still think it was the best of the showcases between State of Play, between Summer Games Fest, and the UE5 show. I still think overall I enjoyed the most from the Xbox Game Showcase. So we're going to talk about the games that were showed off in no particular order. I think this is probably from first to last to first, essentially. One, I think they opened the show poorly, and I think they closed the show poorly. I think the closing the show with Black Ops 7 in the way that it did it, they tried to do it in a way where it make you think it's like some sort of new game. It hadn't the trailer seemed so un-Call of Duty like until it finally gets to its point. I just thought that was a kind of a corny way to do it, honestly. But you couldn't not have the showcase without a Call of Duty. So the showcase was feeling like it was void of some content. I didn't like the way they opened the show. I think they opened the show with like The Outer Worlds 2, which, it was obviously to remind people of the direct afterwards. And it's like, all right, we've seen a lot of The Outer Worlds 2. And then shortly after that, they went into High on Life 2, which I was surprised that game was getting a sequel. I like the original game. I'm not going to lie. I did like High on Life. I had fun with that game. So I'll definitely be getting jiggy with that. But I feel like, considering, like, when I look at the showcase as a whole, I'm like, okay, how many strong showings did they have? What could they have done? And I feel like, considering this wasn't the biggest, showcase, I feel like they probably should have opened with Clockwork Revolution, and probably closed with no. They should have I guess you can't close with like a regular game, right? You have to close with a new announcement or something like that. So I feel like Clockwork Revolution should have opened the show, I think, personally, because when you consider the demo that was displayed, it was by far the longest trailer, by far the best demonstration of the game. And trust me, I'm hyped for it. I'm extremely hyped for it. I do think this is a game that's coming out next year. I think it's going to be a part of the Dev Direct. So Clockwork Revolution showed off very well. High on Life 2 again showed off well. There's this game called Blood of the Dawnwalker that is from I think some ex-Witcher devs or something like that. A new Plague's Tale game. I don't think, even though it was a small snippet trailer, a very small trailer, I don't think that this is your traditional a Plague's Tale game. I think this is a more action-oriented game. I don't think this is going to be a Plague's Tale full of rats and you're running around with this little kid. I think this is in a Plague's Tale universe, but it's a completely different game, and I think I'm all for it. I do have to make my way to beat the last Tales game, honestly. I think I got stuck on some rat fire lamp puzzle that I never made it past, but I do have to give that game some love. Another game that was shown that I enjoyed was it was this, I think it's this Korean game. It's called Mundane Two Hearts. Yeah, it's a K-pop star steps into this game. I thought it had a right amount of graphics, a right amount of shooting, and just too much, a little bit too much jank to say, okay, this might be like, mediocre, but it presented well. It intrigued my interest. I think I want to give it a try. There was also Beast of Reincarnation. Persona 4 made the remake. It got a small 10-second clip. It was a good announcement, but it wasn't strong enough considering how short they did. They might as well not have shown up. And of course, my dog's gonna do that in the middle of a video creation. And then we had what else did they have? This, I want to say the Chronos, which is by Blooper Team. Think that's gonna be dope. They keep getting better with every release. Alphelion, I think that I'm saying this all wrong, but that's the Don't Nod game. I'm expecting a strong story. I'm not so sure about the gameplay. Final Fantasy 7 remake integrated was finally announced for the Xbox, coming out sometime this winter. Don't really care about it. Final Fantasy 16 was a stealth drop, came out the day of the showcase, which I think that's, I don't know what's going on with the game. I don't plan on buying it. I played the demo. They do have a demo available for it. They show Planet of Lana 2. There's this game called Anemo. Ghost at the Grand. That seems like a puzzler game. Super Meat Boy 3D looks actually kind of intriguing. Those games are type hard. I'm not a biggest fan of these 2D type games, but when you put a game in 3D, it does, to me, in my opinion, makes the game that much better. Ninja Gaiden 4 obviously showed up again. I'm interested. I'm interested just to see what it does. To me, I don't think the game looks that graphically amazing. Honestly, it looks good, but it doesn't look groundbreaking. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, they showed off 3 and 4. The demo is available as well. You can download it and play it now. They showed off Gears of War, the ultimate, Gears of War Reloaded. The takeaways, before I get to that point, let me continue on with the game. They showed off Indiana Jones in a Great Circle, their Order of Giants DLC, which is coming September 4th. And they showed off Double Fine's new game, which is called Keeper. I think you play as a freaking a light tower, a lighthouse or something like that. But the crazy thing is about a lot of these games. So Keeper, which is the newest game by Double Fine, Ninja Gaiden 4, and Outer Worlds 2, they all come out in October, and they all come out, each week belongs to one of those games. So they're all coming out like a week apart. October is very busy. So that means Call of Duty is probably bound for like November 4th if they push all these games in October. I'm saying, and then Grounded 2 which just surprises Obsidian's third game in 2025 that they're releasing. Obviously, they released Avowed in February. Grounded 2 is coming to game preview July 29th. And then they have Outer Worlds 2, which will be available in October. That's very impressive. I said Obsidian is like Xbox's Insomniac, just a tad bit better. I said that because they make their own IP, they make new IPs, and they're producing and releasing games and shipping games at a high rate, and their games are typically pretty good. They literally been Xbox's most productive studio since being acquired by Xbox. Obsidian has released the Outer Worlds 1. They've released Grounded. They've released Pentiment. They've released Avowed. So they released 4 games in a short period of time. But we also had some DLC updates for Fallout 76, Elder Scrolls Online, Invincible VS. This is like some, I guess, I don't know if this is Marvel or DC. It's a fighting game. And there was another. Gears, obviously, they show Gears of War. The thing I did not like about the showcase that kind of bugged me is that Xbox feeling the need to show off other logos. They need to show the PlayStation 5 logo and Nintendo logo just to confirm which games which platform these games are coming for. And it wasn't just for their games; it was even like regular third-party games that so we don't care. You think as an Xbox owner, I care that this is coming out to PlayStation? Like, I that one it turned me off a little bit. And then it is strange because some of these games are still exclusive. Like Keeper is not coming to PlayStation, at least not now. They didn't feature a PlayStation logo. Grounded 2 didn't feature a PlayStation logo only because it's a game preview. Clockwork Revolution didn't feature a PlayStation logo. It didn't feature a logo I think at that point because I don't know if they even know if they're doing it, but from what I remember, maybe after rewatch the trailer, it didn't feature one there. And then there's that the Amiibo game, the Animo, that didn't feature, and that's not made by Xbox. That's what is weird. Like it didn't feature an Xbox logo. A couple of these games, and of course there's a lot of ones that I'm not super interested in, didn't feature a PlayStation logo, but I'm going to say about 98. I want to say maybe 82% of the games did. So, and then the other announcement, the hardware announcement, was the Xbox Ally X and the Xbox Ally, the Rogue Ally, the partnership handheld, which they look pretty good, look pretty interesting. There's a lot of back and forth online about it. I'm gonna do a separate video on that because now a lot of people want to run away from this is an Xbox promo when it's strange. But the only thing about that, it's not an Xbox handheld that we were looking for, the native Xbox handheld, like my portable Xbox. It's another Asus ROG Ally. It's just heavily Xbox branded. It does have the Xbox button. It has a refined Xbox OS Windows that that's primarily dedicated to games, and that's the biggest deal to it. I'm looking forward to it. I kind of want to get one, but it's going to be super expensive. I already know these things are powerful. It looks good, and but that was it. I feel like this showcase didn't bring that oomph. There was no major backwards compatibility announcement. There was no teaser of next gen Xbox. There was no the marquee people wasn't there. Sure, Phil Spencer came in at the end to confirm. I don't know why, but he confirmed that Halo, Gears E-Day, and Fable and Forza are all launching next year. He pretty much said that's what's coming next year. And the big deal is that next year is Xbox 25th anniversary. So, and I do anticipate, in my opinion, as far as production, as far as content releases, Xbox has had an incredible year, and they're going to finish strong. They were front loaded very heavy, and the midpoint is pretty heavy, which I think I'm probably just gonna. It's just going to be a Gears of War Resurrection Sunday summer for me, with pretty much Gears of War and then returning back to Indiana Jones, and then all the work they're going to do in October with all these games. So I'm not mad at Xbox as far as content releases, game releases. I do wish that they were more competitive as a platform holder, which they're not. But as far as, I can't deny the content they're releasing and how much games I'm going to be consuming within Game Pass. We learned that Outer Worlds 2, it's coming out later this year, and it's going to be an $80 game. A lot of people are complaining about it. They want to protest. Me, I'm subscribed to Game Pass. I don't really care about $80 games, even though, I care to the point where I don't think games should be that expensive, but you're not going to hear me complain about them because I don't plan to buying a game for $80. If your game is launching at $80 and it's not in Game Pass, I'm probably not playing it. But if your game is $80 and it launches in Game Pass, okay, then I'll play it. I'll just play it in Game Pass. But the thing is that this showcase missed a lot of wow factors, a lot of wow moments, and they got that last year. But overall, great year for Xbox. The summer showcase is probably the weakest in about 5 years, and and considering it was still good, it's just that they've been wowing us for like 4 years consecutive, with no issue, along with the developer direct. So, but man, no, that's my thoughts. I think it was a decent showcase. Wasn't their best. I'm looking forward to a lot of the games that's coming out, and I'll check back for my next video regarding the Xbox Ally, because it is an Xbox. That's my opinion. It is an Xbox, and I'm gonna tell you guys why in the next video. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, Xbox is the best box. I am the best bot. Good night or good morning if you're on the other side of the globe. I'm out of here. Peace.